Sometimes you piss off the wrong person. That person is going to come back when they have the strength and courage and to get you to pay for what you did. I am KK Harris. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to me. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the channel. Please turn on that notification bell. And please keep coming back. I would love to have you here. And tell me about your stories, Tell me, reach out to me, message me. You can follow me here and on my social media, which will be down in the show notes. I'm reading from Factors in the Psychoanalytic Treatment of Narcissistic Personalities. Now, for those of you who've been following P Diddy, he's been alleged to do some horrific things to Cassie and to others, but Cassie being the one that decided to get a lawyer and sue him for what he'd done to her. The allegations of severe, twisted sexual abuse, sex trafficking, the allegations of Diddy hiring male prostitutes to have sex with her, basically brutalize her. Quite often it's alleged that while she was on drugs, alcohol, abusing her. There's other times where it's been alleged that she said, she didn't want to do something, and he would get angry and he'd allegedly beat her up. This man was with her for 10 years. He saw her as his girlfriend. But not only was it abuse, but it was twisted and it was manipulative. And the lack of empathy is so clear in here, because if he had any level of empathy, he would not have done what he did to her. This is such a severe and extreme case of narcissistic behavior because of those who were complicit in it. The most recent drug dealer was picked up. So he brought the drug dealer in. Did the drug dealer know what was going on? Did he take part? Who knows? Maybe he just dropped off the drugs. Who knows? All of this is speculation, right? He's been alleged to have thieved artists' music. So it's the envy that shows through as well. He was not a hip-hop artist. He was behind the scenes, but then he envied hip-hop artists. If we think of him as a narcissist, let's make it up that he is a narcissist, because we haven't had any diagnosis of such, right? So imagine here he is, a narcissist. Let's play it out. He's a narcissist, and it's at a certain level. That it's a lower level in the 90s, right? Because he doesn't have the power yet, right? But imagine he's watching the likes of Tupac. He's watching the likes of Biggie, and he wants to be talented like that. He wants, so, when someone wants something, when they envy, they will start to emulate and to create their own persona. So it wasn't just enough to create a record label. He had to also become the artist because the envy was so high. In general, their relationships with other people are clearly exploitative and sometimes parasitic. Do we see it? Can we see it in the alleged, accusations on him that he allegedly abused and stole from these artists like Mace? Oh my God, remember? All of a sudden, Mace left the industry. And it was kind of like, well, why did he do that? He drew closer to God. Well, why did he do that? Just go on YouTube and start looking at some of these videos. What's coming out and what is to come, I have no doubt that it's going to be big and bigger than what we know right now. I hope Cassie gets justice. I really do. Because money is one thing. It is going to make her have a very comfortable life. But undoubtedly, I could see her living in fear. When a person has such internalized object relations of a frightening kind, what did Diddy see? What did he see growing up? What did he see as he was becoming a young adult? 19, 20. Who pulled him into their corner? Who saw a young man who only wanted to be famous, wanted to be rich, wanted to be successful? Who pulled him in and said, this is how you do it? When we see this type of behavior, it doesn't come out of the blue. It comes from somewhere. It comes from somewhere. And I won't say that it just comes from drugs and alcohol. I'm going to read a little more. So, here's something very interesting. He says, some patients with narcissistic personalities present strong conscious feelings of insecurity and inferiority. Imagine being around Tupac and you want to be a big rapper. Imagine how inferior would you feel? Imagine being around Biggie. Like, how inferior would you feel? The talent of those individuals, it lives on. You could put a Biggie bop on, and trust and believe everybody's going to be hitting the dance floor. It still bops, right? And that's from the 90s. That's from my time. And it's still bopping, right? So imagine being in those spaces with such talent and you just envy them. My goodness, you feel insecure and inferior because you know you can't even compare. It says, at times, such feelings of inferiority and insecurity may alternate with feelings of greatness and omnipotent fantasies. See, then the narcissist, and maybe it was Diddy. I'm just saying, I'm just speculating. Let's just play, right? He's like, he's around all that. And he's like, yeah, it's bopping. But then then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come up. Yeah, this gonna be me. He's watching it. He's inferior. I mean, he might not be showing it. And he's insecure. And he might not be showing that. The presence of extreme contradictions in their self-concept is often the first clinical evidence of the severe pathology in the ego and superego of these patients, hidden underneath a surface of smooth and effective social functioning. Over the years, how many images have we seen of P Diddy? I love the way he said smooth and effective social functioning. How many times have we seen it on Instagram, over the years, maybe on Facebook over the years, or whatever else over the years, or just in the news? It's just like he's just got it under control. He's got everybody bouncing, the biggest stars behind him. He just seems so together. Even when everybody's high, there he is, popping a smile, like they popping bottles. Why? Because don't forget, you got cameras everywhere. Why would you put cameras everywhere? I watched something someone said the other day. They said abusers, they like to hold on to the to videos and things like that. They like to hold on. They like to relive it. Was he just reliving it? Maybe. Was he just reliving those experiences, or was there something other than that? Something sinister, something manipulative. There's speculation that he has these recordings on people, like blackmail. Now, who does that sound like? Epstein. Yeah, Epstein as well. These characters that are allowed to be and display such deviant behaviors tend to gather others around them as a way of making sure he has other people that are complicit. Maybe it makes these people feel as though if people just know I got these recordings, maybe I can just feel better about what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's dark, and his character sounds so like a narcissist, a proper narcissistic personality disorder. Let's carry on. Highly intelligent patients with this personality structure may appear as quite creative in their fields. Narcissistic personalities can often be found as leaders in industrial organizations or academic institutions. They may also be outstanding performers in some artistic domains. Well, if he is emulating people like Tupac, Biggie, Mace, and so many others, he's going to be able to become great or very good with the right production behind him, right? Their productivity over a long period of time will give evidence of superficiality and flightiness in their work, of a lack of depth, which eventually reveals the emptiness behind the glitter. You know, there were periods where we didn't hear Diddy performing. Was it because he hadn't found the right producers that he could, utilize their gifts to make him sound good? Was that it? So we see that there are narcissistic personality traits that he has exhibited, which is being discovered from the Casey case, and the producer was pursuing him as well. Look, this is a lot. What I want to also say is the dreadful thing that goes on in organizations, and we're starting to see they're starting to pull in. So they brought in the drug dealer. They're going to be going after his assistant, because it's alleged that she got the drugs in that he wanted. She contacted the prostitutes that he wanted, that she did what he told her to do. Well, that makes you complicit. That can make her complicit in sex trafficking. And that, I believe, there's a lot of people who are going to be really scared right now. They got to be really scared right now, because, you take part in something like that. Take part in your boss's narcissistic behavior and abusing others. You're complicit in it. And you know what? You should get your time too. I don't feel sorry for people who felt that what could they do? It was their job, because they didn't have to work for that person. We all have choices. I think that even the idea of saying, oh, I'm going to forgive this narcissist. For why? These people, whether or not they're narcissistic or not, they're doing stuff that's not right. And why would I spend my time forgiving twisted, sick individuals like that? So I can say, well, I forgive them. For what? Ruining your life? I saw a video the other day. I was watching this video, and I don't know her name. She is the one who was shot in the face in that club when Diddy and J-Lo went to the club, and Sean took the fall. Allegedly, Diddy pulled that gun, and that woman was shot in the face. She was talking, and I was listening to her, and I could hear her truth. You could feel her truth. She had said she was shot. She had told the court it was Diddy. They knew it was Diddy. She said in this video, I don't have the video on me. I was walking to the grocery store. It looked like she was doing a live at some time. And she was so angry, and she was so hurt, because for 25 years, she has held on to the truth. She has said this, her truth. She said her truth. And she said that she wants to get $1 million for every year this man took from her. Her life has been traumatized from it. I don't know her name. I need to find out her name. But nevertheless, you know, I get it. She says she's been dogged out. People, you know, saying she's just chasing this for clout for years. She says some of these trolls coming at her, they weren't even born. What do they know? They weren't there, you know. But she says he did it. So should she forgive him? I think that'd be very, very hard to forgive someone to shoot you in the face and you watching him walking around if he did what she says he did. I can see. And what is that for? Everyone has this idea, you know, oh, it's for you. No, 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 no. You know, you can say it's for you. It's going to make you feel better. It would not make me feel better to forgive a fool for doing what they did. It does not. I was abused by my stepfather, not on a sexual nature, but emotionally and physically. Did I forgive that man? No. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because I clearly remember him going to church or something, us going to church, and him deciding he's going to try a different approach to punishing us. He was not going to hit us so hard. He was going to talk to us before he spanked us. Well, that lasted less than a week. He went right back into ramping it up. I remember being a child and the screams from my siblings from being hit so bad. So do I forgive him? No, I don't. No, because you knew what you were doing. These people know what they were doing. They don't deserve your forgiveness. What you need to do for yourself, if you're going through something like this, is find a way to have the internalized peace for yourself. Work through that in therapy. Save your forgiveness for someone who really has earned that. Those of you who are struggling and you feel like I should forgive because maybe you're going to church or you're going to something and, oh, I need to forgive, stop it. Stop. Find the strength and courage within inside of yourself to psychologically move away. I'm not a, nah. I'm a remember, because when I see and I recognize that narcissistic behavior or that abusive behavior, that's a reminder. I kind of feel like if you start, oh, I forgive them for what they did to me. Well, that means you'll say, oh, that person reminds me of that narcissist in my life. You probably won't use that language. And then you'll find yourself entangled with them in some kind of relationship. Oh, because I remember, I can help them. I can pray for them. I can be there for them. Well, good luck. You know, I don't feel sorry for P Diddy. I don't. I think he's done a lot of what they've said, or he wouldn't have paid that money to Cassie and these other people who are coming out that he's paying off. He's done some things. And this is how it goes. Sometimes you piss off the wrong person. That person is going to come back when they have the strength and courage and to get you to pay for what you did. And with allegations like this, he was not just going to get away with it. Because we're talking about sex trafficking. We're talking about these heinous type of crimes. You know, not that domestic violence is not heinous, but then when you start adding layers to it, that's when the police and the district attorneys and whoever else gets involved. So let's just watch this. I'm going to keep coming on here. I'm going to keep reading about these narcissists and what their personalities are like, because it's really, really interesting to me. When I studied it, I was studying psychoanalysis. I studied it many years ago, and now coming back to it because a keen interest in narcissistic personality traits, which I think is because we are using social media so much. It's made me more interested. It's made me pull out this book is called Essential Papers on Narcissism. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. Essential Papers on Narcissism, written by the greats who started to write about it back in the day. The narcissists are not just your boyfriend. They're not just your girlfriend. They're people that you work for. And actually, I'll say this, don't forget, she was working, she was a recording artist. Cassie was a recording artist. Mace, a recording artist. When they signed to him, they're working for him, right? And that power, that narcissistic power held up by an organization, by people in it. It's even equal to being in a relationship. But when your boss is the narcissist and nobody is saying anything about it, now that is something else. Work with a lot of people who clearly their bosses are narcissists. And then when they go to HR, they do nothing about it, because usually those people that are narcissists are bringing in good money, where they're very good at creating relationships and manipulating and building their own selves up within an organization. So nobody says anything until it's too late, until somebody decides to stand up. I am KK Harris. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to me. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the channel. Please turn on that notification bell, and please keep coming back. I would love to have you here, and tell me about your stories. Tell me, reach out to me, message me. You can follow me here and on my social media, which will be down in the show notes. And I will see you the next time. Ciao for now.